There, we spoke in the last tutorials about arrays, and we have seen how you can read and write the content of an array. In this tutorial, we're gonna see how to perform a search. Now, searching an array is very easy and very straightforward, but for a beginner, it might not be that easy. If you want to search an array, you need to remember a number of things, or you can answer these three questions, and these three questions will help you solve the search problem. The first one is how to perform a search. By this I mean, are you going to use a simple for loop? Are you going to use a do while loop? Are you going to use a binary search? Uh, so in our case, in this example, all these examples, we are going to use a simple for loop. That's it. Now, what's the search criteria here? By this we mean, are we searching for a single number? Are we searching for a range of values? Are we checking a specific condition, like for example odd numbers, even numbers? Okay, how we are going to know if a specific element should be chosen as a result? Okay, and the last thing is that what happens when you find what you're searching for? Are you gonna display a message? Are you gonna store that in some kind of a variable? Are you gonna stop searching? Okay, so now in order to see how answering these questions could help us solve the problem, I have these simple examples. The first one is, let's say we have an example, a question: does the array contain number 5? So we have an array contains number of values, and we are searching for number 5. How do you solve such a problem? So basically, I have this simple program, and here we are having an array, 8 elements. This part we are reading the information. Now let's go to the processing, and here the processing is search for number 5. Okay, so the first thing to answer is what's this, how you are going to perform the search. And here the search is done by for loop, and as you can see, we are just writing for I equals 0 to 7. That's it. Next is, what's the condition, how you are going to find an element in the array. All you have to do is this: if a of I equals 5, then okay, this is how you are going to search for a value. In our question that we are searching for number 5, which means the element should equal to number 5. This is why we wrote this. Okay, and now let's go and answer the last one. What happens when we find the value? I will tell the user if number 5 exists or not by displaying a message. So here, when I find the value, I'm gonna say console.writeLine, etc. Okay, so this is it. Let's demonstrate this program now. So now, okay, and now we're having this. Let's say 8, 5, 3, 8, 4, 2, 1. Okay, so you can see number 5 exists twice. The first one is because of the first value, the second one is because of the second value. Now, if you think about this, you just need to tell the end user that number 5 exists once, so there's no need to keep searching. So if we go back to the questions here, what happens when you find what you are searching for? In this case, we are displaying a message, and there's no need to keep searching for other number 5s. This is why we can write exit 4. So now if we are running this program, and we are gonna enter 6, 3, and then 5, 5, 5, and we can see that number 5 exists. Now what happens if number 5 is not there? So I'm gonna enter all the values as ones, and there will be no number 5. Okay, so nothing happened. This is because what we have done here is that we used a message that will appear if number 5 exists. A better technique is to use a flag, and the flag is actually a variable that will remember if a variable that will signal that something happened. And in this case, dimension number 5 found as boolean, and this one is gonna be false, which means we didn't find the value. In this case, I'm gonna say if our condition is met, so here number 5 found equal true. That's it. Now what happens, I'm here by a flag. Okay, so what happens now, when I found the value, I'm gonna set this flag. This one will signal that number 5 was found. Now display the result. So here, if number 5 found, then console right line number 5 was found, or let's say exists. Okay, otherwise console dot write line number 5 does not exist. Okay, so here what I have done is that I separated this part, the processing, from displaying the result, and I use this flag, and this will help me identify whether the value is there or not. In the previous code, I was not able to tell that the value does not exist because I did not track the printing. Okay, so basically this is the new code. So I'm gonna review the code again. This one is not being changed or reading values. Now searching is modified a little bit. Here we are defining the flag, okay, which will allow me to search for value. Which will tell me whether the number where I am searching for exists or not, and then I'm going to search all the values. If the value is found, then update this flag. After the search is done, if this flag is set to true, then say number 5 exists, otherwise say number 5 does not exist. That's all. So let me run this now, and now I'm gonna enter number 5 1 1 1 1. Okay, so number 5 exists. I am gonna now enter all the ones and see how it goes. So you can see here that number 5 does not exist. Okay, so it's working. This is how you do it. Now let's have a look at the at the other questions here. So now, does the array contain the name Smith? Okay, so basically what we are gonna do now is something very similar. So I'm gonna start a new project here, and I'm gonna repeat this. So here, read the names, dimension A 0 to 7 as string, dimension I as integer for I equals 0 to 7, and then console dot write, enter the name B, and I dot toString name. So enter the first, second, third, and so on. Okay, and then I'm gonna read the name. So here a of I equal console dot read line. Okay, so this part is being used to to store or read the name. So here next we're gonna processing, and in this case we are searching. Now the first thing is define the flag dimension FLG as boolean equal false. So this means the name does not exist. Now the search is done by for loop, as you can see here. So this is the first step in the search. So for I equals 0 to 7. Now the second thing here, matching name Smith. So here if a of I equal Smith, then so here we come to the third. What happens when I find what I am searching for? So basically FLG equal true, which means I found the value or the name Smith in this case, and then exit 4. So the search is done. The last thing is what? Display message. Okay, so here if FLG, then console.writeLine, the name Smith exists, else console.writeLine, the name is not in the array or not in the list, whatever the message is. And finally, we just need an extra read line, console.readLine. That's it. So this is our code. It's almost identical, not much of a difference. So here I'm gonna enter the name, whatever, Smith, something, rubbish. So you can see the name Smith exists. Now I'm gonna enter some kind of another value here. So you can see I'm not entering a Smith at all. It's just, you know, some random value, and the name is not in the array. Okay, so this is how we are able to perform a search. Now in both of those examples we used exact value, which is Smith or number 5. Now if we go back here, you can see does the array has value above number 10, and for this I'm gonna here we does not have an exact value. We're having a range of values, every number that's above 10. In this case, I'm gonna open a new project, okay, and here it's gonna be the same, something similar. Wait a minute, let's go back here for a minute. So does array have values? Now here I'm gonna change it. Does array have value above 10? This is I'm gonna split this in two questions. The first is does the array have value above 10, and the next one display them. So I'm gonna do this as two questions. Okay, so here read values. Okay, so dimension a 0 to 7 as integer, dimension I as integer, for I equals 0 to 7, console.write, enter the number, okay, regardless of its location, and then a of I equal, I won't display the location, this is what I meant. So here integer dot parse, I'm gonna say a of as console dot read line. Okay, so here I'm reading the value, and next processing. Now dimension FLG as boolean, this will equal to false because I didn't find the value. And then the search criteria is a normal search here, so normal for loop for search. So for I equals 0 to 7. Now search condition is that value should be above 10. Okay, now how do you write something like this? So here, if a of I is greater than 10, then, so this is our search condition. Here we don't have, we don't know the value. It could be 100, 1000. So use greater than, smaller than. It depends on the condition. Okay, and here what we're gonna do is to do this. of I find the value, signal it is found, and this FLG equal true, so this means found, and then exit 4. That's it. And finally, display the message. Display the message. So here FFLG, then console dot right line the value. Oh, wait a minute. Value above 10 was found. Else, this is gonna be console dot right line. No value is above 10. Okay, so this is how we are gonna do it, and you can see so far it's exactly the same. Console dot read line. Okay, and basically this might not be very interesting, so let's see. Okay, so here we have 6,799, something like that. So value above 10 was found, and now we're gonna run this again, and I'm gonna say 3, and you can see no values above 10. So far this is the easy, these are easy questions. Now what happens is, if the question was that I want you to display the values above 10, this is going to change your code, because what happens when you find that value, you are not going to signal a flag to tell me that the value above 10 is found or not. You must remember this value or show me that value. In this case, this code will be changed. It will be changed, so this part will be removed. There's no need for the flag, and you shouldn't exit the loop, because you want to perform a full search here. So I'm gonna remove this part. If find value, then I find value, display it. Here we have console dot write line a of I. So in this case, when we as soon as we find a value, we are displaying the value right away. Okay, so now if we run this code, let's say we have 8, 4, 2, 77, 44, 22, 1, 4, 4, 5. You can see here we have just displayed all the values above number 10. Okay, so this is the important thing here. The important thing here that I wanted you to notice here, to notice what happens when you find the value. Do you want to just set a flag to tell the user that you found what you are searching for? Do you want to get the value? Do you want to display the value? Do you want to remember the location of the value? All of this depends on the question. Okay, all of this depends on your on your problem. Okay, yeah. So basically now we have just answered two questions, which is this one and this one. Okay, now let's have a look at this one. If the array contains age of people, could you detect if there is an invalid age? Okay, so this means you are gonna search for the array and search for invalid age. And basically invalid age is, for example, there should no person should have his age in negative years, right? Also it's not possible that a person's age should be greater than 200. So all you have to do here is, for example, it's something similar. So here I'm gonna modify this, and this program is gonna be enter the age. We are reading ages. So the condition is that the age should be positive and less than, let's say, maximum age valid is 120 years. So if a of I is smaller than 0, or actually 1, because there is no one, well, a child, you can say his age is, who's just being born is age 0, but anyway, and a of I is greater than 120. So basically, what this means is that if the value is less than 0, which means a negative value, or the value is greater than 120, so you're going to display it. So now let's run this code. Okay, so here 55, 44, 0, I'm gonna say -4, 300, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you can see that these are invalid numbers here, so there's no one with the age -4 or 300 or 323. Okay, so basically this is how you can do a search. Yeah. Okay. Now there are other questions, for example, identifying odd number, even number. So basically, if you want to identify an odd number or even number, what do you want to do with that? You want, for example, to just tell me that there is an odd number or even number, or do you want to display it? Usually you want to display the odd or even number. Okay, so if you can detect that, you display them. Now, so these two questions are similar to the previous ones. Now here, the last one is a little bit interesting because it's a little bit different. Show me where the odd number is. Okay, so basically, this means, let me get to this one. Here, this is going to be enter the number. Okay, and it's the same search. Now, to detect an odd number, divide this by 2 and the modulus should be equal to 1. Okay, this is the odd number. Now what happens when you want to when you find an odd number? Look at this question. Show me where the odd number is. It is asking you about the location of the odd number. The question does not require you to answer what the odd number is, okay, or whether it was found or not. What the question is asking is where that number is. So basically the odd number location here is what? This is the ith element. The ith element is an odd number. So all you have to do is display I, which represent the location of the value being processed, the location of the value within the array being processed. Okay, so now I'm gonna run this code. I'm gonna say 8, 4, 3, 7, let me say 1, 2, 4, 3. So you can see here now 2, 3, 4, and 7. So this is location 0, this is location 1, this is location 2, which is an odd number. This is location 3, this is location 4, which is an odd number, location 5, 6, and location 7, which is also an odd number. So here we were able to display the location of the value we are searching for. Okay, so it depends on the question. It's very important to understand the question, to know what should you do when you find the value you are searching for. This part is very straightforward, which is performing the search. For the search criteria, in many cases it's also easy, it's not that difficult. But what some people find it difficult is what happens when you find this value. So basically what we have seen now in this example, we can do one of three things. Either update some kind of a flag, or we might want to display the value or do some processing on that value, or work on the location of that value, okay, which was the last question. These are the main ideas behind search, behind search, but there are more things that you can do, and also it depends on the problem. But in many cases, understanding these will help you solve many problems. Okay, this will be all for today. Um, Hopefully you'll find this useful. If you have more questions, let me know. Send the notes or comments to notes@mka-soft.com, or subscribe on the YouTube channel. That will be all. Have a nice day. Goodbye.